Hello, good day. I'm Joy Holt, and this is Monday with the Mayor. We're here in Jasper today with Mayor Terry Seitz. Hi, Terry.
Hello, Joy. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's nice to see you, too.
Thank you. So what do you want to know about? What do your viewers need to know?
Let's talk about the parklands. You guys have got a groundbreaking coming up. Let's hear all about that.
We do. It's the Parklands of Jasper, and our little phrase is a destination, our nature-based destination park. It is a very unusual development for the city of Jasper, as our longtime park director Ken Buck stated a while back. Jasper has not had an opportunity for what they would call a central park. We have been built as a city of smaller parks. Of course, over the years we've added parks have grown a little bit. The John Bonert Park is just a beautiful place, but generally our parks are very small neighborhood postage stamp parks. Some would call them pop-up parks, but really they're neighborhood parks because that used to be part of our ordinance. We required them. We got away from that and had some larger parks. Certainly the Central Green was taking advantage of a situation of the availability of an old school site, and it's a beautiful destination for Central citizens. This park is adjacent to the hospital complex. It's adjacent to the high school. It is a former country club golf course, and this actually all started with an idea or an inquiry from the former country club board to say, would you like to buy the golf course? Frankly, initially, I was not that serious about it. And then in talking to the park board and talking to our park department, they said, you know, Mayor, this will be a one-shot chance. Do you think we could do this? And I said, you know, if it's worthwhile, I think it's affordable to buy, and we'll see what the monies would come up with. So we did buy it. We utilized funds in our rainy day fund. We have since paid all those funds back, so we're whole. We had no money borrowed except internally to do that. And that was in October 2012. Now here we are in March 2017, literally doing groundbreaking. So it's been a long time coming for various reasons. A lot of times we had to work on the land sale. We had to work on, it could not be a golf course. It was deed restricted. What could it be? And that took a process of about a year with public input. And then we had the opportunity for some other land. And that land, to make it about a 75-acre park beyond the golf course, was delivered to the city, lock, stock, and barrel, without any cost. It was the Indiana Bicentennial Nature Trust and funds from several families, either cash or the sale of land, or cash being through the Du Bois County Community Foundation. And then literally then the design and construction documents, finally the bidding process, and here we are. We have Jasper Lumber that won the local contract for that. Could have been anybody. We had companies from all across the area in Jasper and beyond bidding on it, and they got that, and they have started on it already. We're going to do a groundbreaking officially, make it ideal with gold shovels or whatever on March 24th at 10:30.
You guys have gold shovels.
Yeah, whatever a can of spray paint will do. And good thing about it, you could still use the shovels after that.
All right. All right. So it's going to be 75 acres altogether.
That is correct.
Okay, and then do you know how many walking trails you're planning on putting in?
There is a singular multi-use path. That means that's an official term. It will be used for anything other than motorized vehicles. It will be 10 feet wide and 2 miles long.
Okay.
It will circle around. There will be minimal structures on the property. We have some opportunities for future placeholders. We know where we'd like to put things in the future, but in the basic bill, it will be a fully functional park. It will have amenities that will make it fully usable, and we will say we have future ideas that we could do as funds permit, or as the community desires that it may want to fund something. This will have one building on called the Pavilion. That pavilion will be able to be utilized and rented. We do have, we know right now we have had a lot of contributors to that. We're going to have a full, will be the first community in the state to have a specific side of outdoor recreation equipment that will be actually trackable. I mean, once you work on that, you actually can register your workout, and it's kind of a nationwide registration for it. Don't know much about it. We'll be the first ones to have it, and that is being paid for completely by a donor.
Okay.
We also have an interest from Memorial Hospital into helping us activate the park by utilizing it for some of their things that they would have for exercise and wellness. And that's so adjacent and close to their campus. It's a nice extension, and we certainly are meeting to discuss how that would work out, what it would do, but we think as two great partners in the community that would again make sure that while the park would be open and usable in any shape or form as you so desire to exercise, there actually could be things that you could kind of get outdoors and truly, have things led either by our park department professionals or hospital professionals.
Okay, what's the time frame you guys are looking at for completion?
We'll get a good chunk of it done this year, maybe even to the point of some of it having a soft opening, but it would be 2018. My guess it's going to take a good portion of a year to be really done, unless we run into something we haven't anticipated.
Sure. Okay. Also, I wanted to talk about something a little bit more personal for you today. I would like to know if you could share a little bit about how you got involved with Tuesdays with, is it Maury? Yes.
That was just completed over the past weekend. It was a play. It was written off of a pretty well nationally acclaimed book, as well as a play by Mitch Albom, a writer who had gone back to college to connect with a professor for some reason. That professor, Maury, had ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and the stages of the play, the various chapters in the book, go through the stage of the disease until Maury passed. It so happens that a person affiliated with Actors Community Theater, the local group who's putting this on, Andy Huffman, lost an uncle whom I knew, Tom Huffman, to the disease. Tom had the disease and passed during the time my wife had the disease and passed. And Andy reached out and said, hey, is there a time, would you like to maybe have a table one night and distribute some information? Well, we took that invitation very seriously. We had never really had a group of people around here, families. We knew some families who had it. And I made some phone calls and said, can we just get together for a little breakfast? We never did that before. Now we have about 9 different families who will be part of each night. Well, we divided it up the work, so they've been part of each night. So every night, Thursday through Sunday this past weekend, these families were able to share information. The ALS Association of Indiana had some information. Some of the families even spoke to the audience prior to the play starting to share their story or the story of their loved one. And we learned so much in setting up for this about what happened to different families. My story is different than another one. The disease itself has no formal cycle. Some people are very short-lived with it because it's a clinical diagnosis. You have to rule everything out. And sometimes that makes it a very short time. So it could be less than a year. I know of someone now in Indianapolis that has had it since 2005. And then, of course, there's famous physicist Stephen Hawking, who has had it forever, and that's very rare to live that long. Anyway, couldn't say no, gave us an opportunity to discuss the disease, to be very frank with people, and at least let maybe others who would have it. And I am familiar with one person in the area now who has a diagnosis, and we will keep that private to maybe at least give them some hope and understanding about having other people in the area, and the play to hopefully that it touches people and realizes that this is a disease that has no cure, there's no known cause, there's a lot of research being done. And I do want to thank Congressman Larry Bouchon for supporting the America Cures Act, the 21st Century Cures Act in Congress, and actually used my wife's name, Ann, on the floor of the House and delivered that last year. I'm appreciative of that bill passing.
Okay, it was great to see you out there, and I'm really thankful that you're there supporting and giving support to others that need it.
Grateful for Actors Community Theater to be able to do this play, and thanks to Andy for asking, basically enabling families to get together and have some very, some laughter and some heart-to-hearts, and that was good for all of us.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Okay, appreciate it.
This has been Monday with the Mayor, and I'm Joy Holt.